Hi everybody, welcome to Chef Ben's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making an apple crisp. It's really easy and I think you're going to really enjoy it. The ingredients you're going to need today to make our apple crisp. You're going to need half a cup or 1 stick room temperature butter. You're going to need a teaspoon and a half of lemon juice, half a cup of oatmeal, half a cup of all-purpose flour, 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and you're going to need just a pinch of salt. And of course, you're going to need the apples. The tools we're going to use today are an 8x8 baking pan, a mixing bowl, a cutting board, a chef's knife, your choice of either a paring knife or a peeler, a lemon reamer, a sieve, and if you like, you can use a pastry cutter. So the first thing we do is we spray our pan with cooking spray oil. You could use butter if you like. This is how I do it. Okay? Now I'm going to show you how to peel the apple. You have two choices. You have your apple peeler, and this is pretty easy. It's an old wives' tale that if you get the skin off all in one and you throw it on the floor, you can see your husband's first letter of his name. Okay, so that's done with a peeler, okay? Now, I'm a professional chef and I use a knife, and I usually do things like this, okay? And I would suggest you use the peeler, but chefs don't usually use peelers. Now I'm going to show you how to cut and core the apple. I like to make a slice right through the center, okay? And then I'll cut like this and like this, okay? And then what I do is I take my paring knife, and you gotta be very careful, and just get that part out, okay? And so we would do that with all pieces. And then you wanna make not too big and not too thin. You want a nice like 1/4 inch slice. And we'll do that with the whole apple, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to juice a lemon. So we have our lemon reamer, and you're only going to need half a lemon. So you just take your lemon and you just squeeze all the juice out of it, and we're using the strainer here to, or a sieve if you'd like to call it that, to get the seeds out, okay? And then you have your juice right there. Okay, now that we have all the apples cut and peeled and in the pan, we're going to drizzle a little lemon juice all over them. Okay, you can mix them up a little bit. Okay, that'll just keep them from turning brown too much, and it'll give them a nice little tart taste. So the next thing we do is we mix together all the dry ingredients. We mix in the half cup of flour, the half cup of oatmeal, the teaspoon of cinnamon, the half teaspoon of nutmeg, just a pinch of salt, and I like to mix that together first, okay? Then the next thing I do is the 3/4 cup of brown sugar, and I like to mix that all together. I like to make sure you break up all that brown sugar before you add the butter, okay? And speaking of butter, the next thing we do is we add the half cup of room temperature butter. And you gotta make sure this is room temperature. Now, if you want, you can defrost this butter in the microwave. That will be another video. Okay, so the next thing, you can either use, a spatula, or you can use a pastry cutter like this. But I personally, see, the problem is that's why I don't use that. I use my hands, okay? And just get in there, don't be afraid of it, it's just food. And you get this all mixed together. And you wanna get this nice, you wanna get the butter all incorporated. So I told you this was really easy. So now we have the apples in the pan, and all you gotta do is sprinkle the flour and oatmeal and sugar mixture evenly over the apples. Okay. Let's just dump it in there and just spread it around evenly. And there you have it. Then you just put it in the oven for about 35, maybe 40 minutes. You got to keep an eye on it. You want to wait to see the apples are getting a little bubbly and the topping is brown, and that's about all you have to do. Hey, that smells great. Let's take a look. I think it should be finished. Oh boy, that looks great. Look at that. Doesn't that look great? Boy, that looks good. This would be great with vanilla ice cream on top. Hi, Surrey friends. Along with the regular apple crisp recipe, you'll find a sugar-free recipe in the description below.